Hello everyone, welcome back to today's replay of our live stream as we search for the mystery sound that scared us from Saturday's paranormal investigation. I don't think we're going to get too many viewers today. It's kind of an early time for a stream, but I wanted to make use of the daylight in my free time to search the area again. So those of you who are tuning in for the replay, you could skip ahead if you want to see what I look for at our location. Hey Jenny, hey Francis. Just got let out of school early because I'm sick. Oh, I hope you feel better. Hey Dina. Hello Edith. So those of you that are tuning in, this is going to be a follow-up from our Saturday night paranormal investigation where Alan and myself were at the Knox mine disaster site, and about an hour and a half into our investigation we got basically spooked by a large heavy thud sound that happened just a few feet away from us. So we're headed there, I should say I'm headed there now to see if there's any evidence of something that looks like it was maybe thrown or placed there, because if I was by myself it'd be one thing, but with both of us there we could both confirm what we heard and felt and experienced. So we don't know if it's paranormal, we don't know if it's a person. People are saying Bigfoot. I really don't know what it was, so we're gonna try to snoop around and hopefully we could explain what it was. Hey everyone. So got a little bit of a walk to get there as usual. Yeah, some people heard the sound on the replay, some didn't. I could hear it with headphones if I turned it way up. It was very faint. That's because we were doing the spirit box session and that was near my microphone, which was pretty much drowning out the sound. So people are saying I should have returned. I should return with a few people and not come alone, but most people are working this time and I don't want to bother people, so I'm returning solo and streaming with you guys, so at least I have you guys with me for the journey. Alan's video too, if you aren't aware, I did post it on my community tab. His video is premiering tonight at 9 p.m. with his evidence. So his channel is Revenge of the Apocalypse. It's listed under my channels tab. I suggest you tune in tonight and see what he's come up with. He did say he did pick up some activity aside from just the thud sound that we experienced. So all right, see you later, man. It's not going too bad. How's everyone's day? You guys on lunch at work? Or do you have the day off? Take your lunch now so you can watch it. That's a good idea. I just got done with my lunch, so figure I'd take a walk, burn off some calories. Is the stream pretty pixelated or is it decent for now? Happily retired, that's the way to do it. Well, there's no reason not to go back. I mean, it is a memorial site. So, I mean, during the daytime, I could at least see what was there, if it was someone or something. Yeah, been doing a lot of walking lately, which is for the best. should ride a bike. Yeah, it's kind of hard to live stream and ride a bike at the same time though. I've tried it before and you'd be staring at my face with my bike mount, but I did get some pieces in that I ordered which will allow me to stream on my bike so you can face forward, but it wouldn't work on a bumpy gravel road like this. I realistically am not expecting to find anything. There's probably not going to be anything there that's going to say, oh yeah, that's what made that sound. Because there's a few things I could mention. Number one, there's a cliff right here. You can see it. People were saying, oh, something may have rolled off the cliff. Well, that would be plausible if the cliff was near us. There's a fence and railroad tracks separating us and about 50 feet. So it's not that. Some people said a tree fell. Well, if a tree falls, it's going to make a loud crash. You can hear branches breaking. You can hear, you know, starting to fall. After it falls, it's going to make a lot of noise. People are saying maybe a squirrel. There's no way a squirrel, for one, I've never seen squirrels out 10 o'clock at night. Number two, a squirrel fall into the ground sounding like a bowling ball hitting the ground is not realistic. People have their own theories and ideas, and I'm not going to take those away from people, but unless you're here in person, it's hard to explain. And again, I wasn't by myself, so I wasn't crazy. Alan was with me. We experienced the same exact thing. We could recount it exactly how it played out. So there's another theory too, is that somebody may have been down by the river where we were earlier, where the acid mine drainage is falling out, and chucked a rock up top. That is possible, but with the weight of the rock, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be somebody who's very strong to throw it up that distance for that heavy of an object. So like I said, I'm not planning on finding anything today, but I just wanted to search myself just to see. Who knows, maybe we'll get lucky. And the only other scenario too is that we thought people were going to be hiding in the woods. The brush is so thick that you would hear people coming no matter how slow and careful they were, or else they'd have to be sitting there for a couple hours in dead silence without making a sound. So everything that people are suggesting and thinking are realistic ideas, but based on our location, it just doesn't seem like it would really pan out that way. But who knows? Maybe it was Bigfoot. Maybe it was Cliff. Maybe it was somebody playing a prank on us. Maybe it was something that we can't explain. So I passed out the Eagle air shaft already, and we'll be coming up to the location here probably in about 5 minutes. Is the stream coming through okay visually, sound wise? Well, Jacob, I mean, we've had discussions before. I mean, you can believe what you want. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. If you believe or disbelieve, I'm not trying to tell you to change your mind. But I've experienced things in my life that science can't justify or explain. I've witnessed things, I've experienced things. And if you don't believe, that's perfectly fine. But you can't shun others for believing what they do believe in. So I'll just leave it at that. Alright, if it is really pixelated once we get up here, I will refresh the stream. Hopefully it'll clear up again. It's always bad in this area with this rock wall. Let me, maybe that's a little bit better. Keep it on me for a minute. Surprised we have 103 people in here. I figured most people will be watching this as a replay because they're working. I'm not saying you shouldn't anyone, Jacob. I'm just telling you that you're saying it's not this. I don't know what it was. You don't know what it was. There's people that come to these streams and say ghosts don't exist. Again, this is a form of entertainment. Me and Alan have experienced things in our lives. We do know something beyond physical humans exist out there. So it's easy to say from a computer or smartphone Oh, it wasn't a paranormal. Well, I don't know that. You don't know that. It was 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, pitch black, and as far as we know, no one is around us. But again, I'm not here to argue with you or anyone else. Just trying to tell you that we don't know what it was. So, all right, we reached the location here. So I'm going to pause here for a moment. Is it still pixelated? If it is, I will refresh the stream. If not, let me know and I will continue. A little pixelated. All right, give me 1 second, guys. It's going to start spinning in a circle. I'm going to refresh the stream. I'll be back in about 10-15 seconds. All right. Hopefully this is better. I'm going to put it on the... I'm going to put it on the main camera. Hopefully it's better image now. So this is the site of the Knox mine disaster. This is exactly where Alan and myself were Saturday night for our investigation. You might remember seeing those flags. And right there in those woods is where we heard the sound that spooked us. And those of you that know me and been watching my videos for a while know that it takes a lot to scare me. I don't run out of situations. I don't scream. I don't get scared easily. I've encountered a lot of sketchy things, and something just told us we better get out of here. So I'm going to kind of recap what we were doing when it happened. Boy, it stinks. I can smell the sulfur from here. Let me know too if it does get really pixelated again. I will clear up the stream. But just to give you a visual, this is the cliffside that we went down. And you can see the orange water down there. So working, we'll catch the replay. Support always, stay safe. Thanks, Marty. The replay will be up for you to watch. So this is the Susquehanna River. We were down there Saturday night. That's where the acid mine drainage is coming out. And when we returned up there, we came back to the site here. And this whole time, Alan had a camera here with a Jessie doll as a trigger object and a K2 meter recording the whole time. And you guys might remember too, I was showing the moonlight sky above that mountain there. Well, realistically, I was positioned right around here. I had the phone on a tripod facing the area here because I had my flashlight there. I was standing to the right of this, doing the spirit box session. Alan was standing right there, and the sound we heard from there. So I think that one of the last things we asked is, did 13 people die? We were listening for the response, and out of nowhere, a loud thud came from that section of woods right there. And I described it as like a bowling ball, like a 10-pound bowling ball hitting the ground, or a coconut falling from a tree, even though there's no coconuts here. But that's the sound it made. There was no sound before it or after it. It was just a loud thud, almost like, I guess you would say, if you would imagine Bigfoot as big as he's supposed to be, stomping his foot on the ground. But it's just a super loud thud. Very fuzzy. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, I cleared it up one more time. Hopefully it'll stay clear. It was clear for us on Saturday night. We had no pixelation at all. Do you know of a 10-pound hornet's nest? People were saying a tree fell. There's no big trees here, really. This is all young growth. So I'm going to kind of walk through here, and we're going to see if we see anything that looks like it was maybe tossed there, that doesn't belong there. I don't know what we're going to find, but if someone was hiding in here, you're going to hear the amount of sound that I make walking through here. There's no way you can walk through here silently. It's just impossible. So I'm going to look for a big rock. I'm going to look for even a tree. I'll look for maybe a dead animal, but something made a distinct sound. No less, I should say no more than 10 feet in front of me here. So it might break up here because we're going in through the thick part here, but I'll keep narrative going. But I'm walking where I heard the sound come from. Now right here, there is a little indentation. It's hard to see on camera, but there is a little, it's like the beginning of a sinkhole. But there's nothing in it though. But you can hear as I'm walking, I'm making plenty of sound here. I'm not doing anything deliberate. And you can see standing from here, you can see where the plot marker is out there. We're not that far in, and this is where the sound came from. It even gets thicker as we go. I'm going to try and go as far as I can safely. Ugh, pickers. So look on the ground here. I can see the ground. There's nothing trampled down. There's nothing laying here. And it just gets thicker as we go. There's pickers here, thorns. There's no way somebody could run through here or make the sound that they did. There's no signs of anyone camping back here. There's another sinkhole here. But look at how thick it is. There's nothing trampled down. No large objects laying on the ground. And this is what I suspected was going to happen. We weren't going to find anything here. Find some nice wildflowers, but aside from that, there's no way to be any further than what we are. The flags are over there, probably 30 feet away. So if anything happened, it would be right here. I'm going to go closer towards the riverbank because someone said that maybe someone tossed up something from the bottom. So we'll check it out. People were saying too, maybe it was a subsidence underground and we heard a loud bang. That very well could be true, but it did sound like it was on the surface. And you can imagine this place at nighttime. I mean, I just had to walk through all that. So over here, there is a log laying on the ground, a pretty good sized tree. I'm not sure if you could see it. It's kind of right there. But I could tell it's been laying there a long time. There's stuff growing around it. It's starting to rot apart. But I would imagine something that size toppled made a sound. But again, I could tell easily it's been laying there. Number two, you would hear the sound as it's knocking things over as it's falling down. This sounded like it landed in a clear area. And it's just like if someone was to toss a bowling ball up in the air as high as they could and it fell back to the ground on a patch of grass, imagine that sound it would make. That's what we heard. So I'm going to work my way back towards the flag area. But it is super thick here. There's tons of thorns. I don't see any way of a person being up here. I mean, I'm just going to... I can't even try to replicate it, but here. See if it... You hear how it's making all that sound, hitting other branches? I mean, that's what we would hear. We didn't hear any of that. So this might remain a mystery. And people ask, will I come back here? Absolutely. I'll come back here and do another investigation, but this time we're going to have more people with us. just for safety in numbers, because people do know where this location is. There's a chance someone could have came and found us, but as far as a rock falling off the cliff is way up there, probably well over 60 feet away. And I can't even go any further this way. It's all thorns. I'm not going to cut myself up. All I know and all I could attest for is what we experienced in person. After that, the rest is going to be pure speculation. And people, you know, that didn't hear the sound or weren't here, I understand where you're coming from. You know, it's easy to say, hey, I've been out in the woods. I know what things sound like. And I'm not saying that you don't, but sound like anything natural. So there's definitely no one camping back here. Ow! Just think I cut my ankle on that one. Hang on here. What is this? Does anybody know what that is? It's like it's a type of fruit or something. What is that? Now, I'm going to toss this up in the air and let it hit the ground. And hopefully we can hear it. I don't think it's going to resemble what we heard. This is way too small, but this is laying on the ground, which means it fell from a tree, I'm guessing. But there's no way this would make the sound that we heard. Ow, these freaking thorns. So I'm going to drop it a few times. We'll see how it sounds. I'll even bring the camera closer. You could hear. See, it's not heavy enough to make the sound, and you could hear it hitting leaves and stuff like that. We didn't hear that. We heard just a thud. It's not making a heavy thud. This weighs only a few ounces. So there would have to be something 3 times, 4 times the size of this to make the sound that we heard. So unless they get gargantuan in size, this is definitely not it. I thought for a second, oh, maybe we stumbled upon something, but that's not it. No way. And I don't see any others on the ground. And I'm going to bring this out with me. I'm going to go out to the grassy area. I'm going to throw this up as high as I can, and we'll let it fall to the ground and see if it comes close to what we heard. Because I'm trying to disprove what we heard. I'm not saying, you know, when Alan and I do investigations, we're not here to say this place is haunted. We're here to say something made that sound. We're going to try to disprove and come up with a logical explanation. If we run out of theories, then at that point it's possibly paranormal. Ugh. All right. So I'm going to toss this up here, and it's probably going to split because it's rotted. But we're going to see how here, and it's probably going to split because it's rotted. But we're going to see how it sounds if you can hear it, okay? How it sounds if you can hear it, okay? Yeah, that's just way too light. It doesn't make the sound. And now it's broken open. I'll try one more time. And now it's broken open. I'll try one more time. Yeah, it's similar, but there's a few things that don't match up. Number one, the size and weight of it doesn't match up to what you heard. Number two, size and weight of it doesn't match up to what you heard. Number two, it's falling in an open grassy field here. The sound we heard came in there where there's branches, foliage, weeds, where there's branches, foliage, weeds. It would have made noise on the way down, or it would have disturbed something, you know, something that we heard would have been the size of a bowling ball. That's definitely not it. So I think we're going to have to leave this as a mystery. And I think we're going to find out what it was that spooked us out of here. But after that happened, though, I came to the riverbank a few minutes later just to make sure no one was hiding down there. And I got the feeling like, hey, you better get out of here. Something just felt off. We were down there earlier in the night. We felt fine. We were just zero activity. Nothing was going on. We felt perfectly fine. I went to the edge right there and it felt completely different. That's when I returned. I said, Alan, I think this was trying to, whatever it was, whether it's human or not, is trying to tell us it's time to get out of here. We overstayed our welcome. So it's unfortunate I couldn't find what was here, but at least I know there's no campsite there. There's no evidence of anyone hiding out back here, homeless people or otherwise. I clearly made a path through there, trampling through it, and everything looks untouched. Looks like no one was back there. So let me get you guys on wide angle here. All right, so we returned, found nothing. That walnut thing, that ball, I mean, that is the closest thing that I could find that would have made that sound. But I only found one, and I didn't find anything larger than that. There's a fallen tree that we found, but it's been there a long time. So we're back on the tracks here. I will, I'm covered in thorns and sticky stuff, but I will talk with you guys. Somebody's saying they want to see the river. I can show you that quickly. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get on the main camera. There we go. I'll give you guys a quick look at the river. I'm not going to go down to the bottom of it again. It's really difficult to navigate up and down. But that whole thing that happened though, happened during the spirit box session. So I think it was the 1 hour 29-minute mark in a few seconds. If you put on headphones and turn up the volume, you could hear it faintly. You'll notice Alan like go, whoa. It's right before that, like a few seconds right before. Man, this stinks so bad, like sulfur. So here's the river. What the heck's a twink? And the hopper car is downriver. I showed that last time. Yeah, it was bugging me since that night happened. And I talked to Alan, I'm like, do you think I should go back and check? He's like, yeah. He's like, it wouldn't be a bad idea. And I even asked you guys on my YouTube channel, and everyone said, yeah, go back, do another investigation, which I'm not doing today, but I wanted to search and see, but he's one. All right, there's your look at the river. That was a walnut. Well, I'm not gonna give anyone attention for comments, something like that. So if they continue again, just remove them. Adam, you could go ahead and just remove that guy if you want, if you haven't already. One thing I want to show you though, which I spotted now, which I didn't see before. I want to know how someone did this. I'm going to show you something in a second here. Guys, make sure too when you're watching the streams that your red bar on your phone or your computer is all the way to the right and it shows live. The live button there should be lit up. Otherwise you're not watching the live version. But I just spotted this. Maybe you guys could speculate how someone got up here. You guys see that? Whoop, sorry. There's graffiti all the way up there. It says Rolling Stones. There's not even a ledge there. I don't know how somebody managed to do that. That is crazy. I mean, I'd be nervous being on top of that the way it is, but you have to be like a billy goat to get there and do that. So I just noticed that now. I just thought it was pretty neat though. Someone had some big cojones to make it there and do that. Yeah, maybe they rappelled down like a harness. I'm going to get back on the main path here. I will keep you guys with me for a little bit. I'm not going to keep the stream going much longer because it is daytime and we've walked this path a few times already and there's not really much to see. I will bring you guys back though towards the Eagle Air Shaft and show you what I found that evening when we were leaving. I found some chain link fence and a metal bar, looks like where they tried to seal up the Eagle Air Shaft. So I will show that to you and then we'll wrap up the stream. Sorry about that, I got disconnected. Did we find anything? Not really. We found the only thing was a walnut ball, almost like the size of a tennis ball. And I tossed it up in the air a few times and it didn't make a sound. Now there I just heard and saw a squirrel, but yeah, that's the only thing we found. Nothing of significant size that looked like it was freshly put there. So I don't know, it's going to be a mystery, but we will return. I know we'll return. I know Adam said he wants to come with us. Alan wants to return, and we're going to get probably 1 or 2 other people here and do a follow-up investigation. Probably this time we'll start with the spirit box and see if we could hear what we experienced. Maybe that was annoying someone or something, who knows. Eyes were at the end. No, we didn't find that out because by the time we got where it was no longer there. It was some type of animal. I'm going to flip you guys around and I'm going to bring you to the Eagle Air Shaft and just show you my findings that I found on our way back that night. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in though to help me search for what could have caused that sound. I'm not able to say 100% anything of what it was. I'm not saying it's paranormal. I'm not saying it was Bigfoot. I'm not saying it was a person. There's no logical explanation as to what caused it, so it's just going to be up to your own imagination and theories. But it definitely gave us a good startle. I haven't had that feeling in a long time. Shifting minds, I think we would feel the ground vibrate or move, and I think it would have been a longer drawn out sound. Unless something underground fell, like a big boulder fell underground, that is plausible. I'm not going to rule that out. But it sounded like we heard it on the surface. But it's nighttime, we were focused on the spirit box, so who really knows? Yeah, I mean, I came here expecting not to find anything because there's nothing in our minds that could say we know for a fact this is what caused it. And those of you that know us, we don't fabricate, you know, scary stuff to happen. You know, you're watching live as we are. And if nothing happens, nothing happens. We're not going to pretend it does. But when something does happen, we try to react to it the calmest way possible to try to determine what happened. You know, you guys seen the flashlight turn on a few times. We've caught things with the laser grid before. You know, we don't go over the top crazy dramatic trying to make people believe in something that's not there. But that sound happened whether people heard it or not. And I'm glad Alan was there to experience it with me, because otherwise I'd think maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I heard something I didn't hear, but really don't know. But we're almost here at the Eagle Air Shaft, and again I'm going to show you quickly what I discovered Saturday night as I was snooping around the area. I'm going to put it on the main camera really quick here that we'll get a better view of it. Alright, hopefully it's a picture's okay for you guys. So when we came here Saturday night, I showed this to you guys on our way back, retreating from the disaster site. And I was looking up here, and you guys could see, it looks like a piece of wood there. At least that's what I thought. So I went closer, which I'm going to do now, and show you exactly what it is. Now this area here is trampled down. You could tell people have been here. It's all pressed down, and there's telltale signs that people have been walking here, unlike what we saw at the other spot. So you could kind of see here, these rocks are not placed here naturally. These are put here as a cap of sorts. And what I thought was a piece of wood is a pretty thick piece of metal or iron, as well as a fence post and old chain link fence, which means somewhere in here is the portal for the Eagle air shaft. And I think they made attempts to try to plug it up with these giant boulders. These definitely aren't here naturally. They were placed here when they sealed it up, but it's definitely, this stuff didn't appear here on its own. It was placed here permanently. So I think the fence was probably put up to seal it off, and probably people were getting past it. They probably brought equipment here and either knocked these down from the top or something else, but these are just not laying naturally. And I bet you if you were to dig around in here or do something, you could probably find part of the opening. But that might be for another time. But I just found it kind of random though that these are metal fencing, fence post, metal bars, just kind of laying here buried. So I just know what I'm looking at right here when I see it. So, and there is the marker for the air shaft. I like trying to find things like that and try to determine what it is or what happened. Let me get you guys situated here. I'm using the gimbal today. Let's see here. All right, so before I end the stream, let me know what you guys think from what you saw. Do you think something else was maybe there that I didn't find? Do you think it was paranormal? Do you think it was Bigfoot? Do you think someone was hiding back there? Let me know your thoughts. I can't say one way or another. I'm not leaning in one direction or another. I'm even more confused now than I was before because there's nothing there. So I'm curious of what you guys think happened that night. But at least we know there's no signs of people being back there. There are no objects back there. I was just actually looking at that right there. If you guys could see, it looks like maybe a cave back there. I don't know. I'm not prepared today to do any exploring, so I'm just gonna save that for another time. But those of you that did tune in today, though, to search with me and to have a discussion about what happened, I do appreciate you tuning in. It always makes it more fun when others are able to engage and share their ideas and thoughts. And not to sound repetitive, I'm just gonna say one last time, you know, I do get comments, you know, on an average basis of people saying, you know, I don't like the paranormal investigations, you shouldn't be doing those. And some people say, you know, it's stupid, it's not real, this and that. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion. Everyone's allowed to have their own beliefs. I am by no means trying to force my beliefs or opinions on you. If you come to my channel, you click on the video or the stream, you're voluntarily choosing to watch. I don't go to anyone's Facebook channel or group trying to say, hey, ghosts are real, you gotta believe them, I don't care what else you think. I don't care what you think. I just know what I think. If you choose to believe the same thing, it makes it all the better. If you think what we do is, you know, immature or childish or even dangerous, then don't do it. I mean, we're not saying you should go out and do what we do. This obviously is a form of entertainment. At the same time, I myself, Alan, and others have experienced things in real life that I can't explain. I've seen things with my eyes that won't make sense to the average person. So just understand that, you know, if this isn't for you, or if you don't believe in what we do, or if you don't believe in the paranormal world, that's fine. But don't try to, you know, attack others for believing in what they believe in. That's all I want to say. Have your opinion, but be respectful about it. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's more people that believe now more than ever. I know there's TV shows out there that could potentially, you know, make stuff up with production. I know there's other YouTubers out there that claim a place is haunted. Like they'll hear a stick fall and they'll be like, yo, did you hear that? I'm like, no, it's a stick. So everyone has their own thoughts, beliefs, and values that they follow, and I have my own. So flashlight wasn't turned on by you, but I wish it was. Yeah, the flashlight thing is a phenomenon that we've experienced countless times. Almost every place we go to, it turns on. Someone even went as far as to say we have a remote control flashlight, that we bought some type of mechanism that we could press a button and turn the flashlight on. If they even make that, I wouldn't waste my time or money buying that. But that's why we do it live. You guys could see we don't have any hidden tricks up our sleeve to make things happen. If that flashlight never turns on, it never turns on. Past investigations, that flashlight used to answer questions like spot on. When we asked a question, it would turn on to answer a question. Saturday night, it went on in its own random time. So we can't say it was an answer to our questions. It was just somehow turning on and going off. So not everything as far as paranormal investigations go according to plan, and spirits don't always like to cooperate. And the flashlight is just a mini mag light. They sell it at Walmart for like 10 bucks or on eBay or Amazon. And all you do is you adjust it's a twist on and off switch for that light. All you do is set it so that's just barely off. That way if you touch it, it turns on, because obviously ghosts are going to have to use a lot of energy to turn it on. So if you set it just so it's barely off, if they go to try to touch it or turn it on, that's what is supposed to be turning it on. That's why sometimes the light flickers, you know, goes on bright or comes off dim, because maybe it's not being enough energy. But if you guys ever have any questions about the equipment we use, or you know, equipment you should try to use if you're going to do this on your own, by all means ask. I'm not a professional, but I have been doing this off and on for years. I at least know how my equipment works, and I could stand behind it and say, hey, if something triggered that light or that K2 meter or that spirit box voice, it was true. So Bigfoot's a whole nother theory. I have doubts on Bigfoot. I'm not saying they don't exist. I believe in ghosts more than Bigfoot, though. I'll just say that. Yeah, and it is entertainment. Like, even when I go out in the woods at night, did that live stream, you know, like, a lot of people kind of gave me some hate comments for that, saying I was making myself a target and I was disturbing the homeless. I did everything in my power to keep away from people. I was just wandering around by myself in the dark, explaining what happened in those woods. And yeah, it was entertaining. I had a good time, even though I was scared a few moments. Those watching had a good time, and it's my biggest turnout. I had over 500 people watching, so obviously people like that sort of thing, but yet people were saying I was just there to disturb the homeless. I don't remember coming anywhere near homeless people. Sorry about the glare. I'm going to put you guys over here. I'm by no means an angel either. I do get upset, I do get mad, I do get frustrated. But the way I could explain it, I treat people the way they treat me. If you come at me with respect and politeness and are genuine, you're gonna get the same from me. If you come at me trying to attack me, putting me down on my family, or trying to be immature and childish or a bully, don't think I'm not gonna stand up for myself. So if people say, oh yeah, you're really an a-hole, you know, you're a jerk. Well, yeah, because you're a jerk to me. You're an a-hole to me. People, I've met dozens of people from YouTube. I've done collaborations with them. I'm by no means a perfect human being, but I am real, I'm genuine, and I'm honest. And what you see is what you get. I don't have much of a filter in my mind. I kind of speak it the way I feel it. But just know that if you come to me nicely, I come to you nicely. I'm one of the few YouTubers that has the amount of subscribers that they have right now that still takes their time to go through each and every comment, to give it a heart, or to give it a TY thank you, or to give you a more detailed response. very few YouTubers acknowledge all their comments and viewers. So I don't think a jerk would do that. I keep getting rambling though. I gotta stop rambling. I think I talk too much in my videos. I gotta show you more and talk less, I think, because I just get carried away sometimes. I keep walking in cobwebs. I keep wiping my head. Sorry. But I truly love, I mean, Rich Discoveries could even say it. He did a live stream on Thursday saying this is the last one until next Thursday. And last night he did another live stream because he just loves chatting with people. And I could attest to that. It is so fun doing what I'm doing right now. Like, you know, over the winter time last year or earlier this year, I did drive streams where we drove around. You know, I would point out certain things in the towns. We'd go through the Burger King drive-through. And to me, that was so much fun. Like, I'd rather be doing that than sitting home on the couch or sleeping or whatever else. Like, I love chatting with you guys. I have such a great group of extended family here that I look forward to talking to you guys, you know, almost on a regular basis. Thank you, Jacob. And I mean, it's people like you, you know, who send donations that really makes it a whole, how do I want to put it? Makes it worthwhile to do what I do. You know, I get paid from Google for AdSense, but the donations through Patreon, through Super Chats, none of that, you know, I wear Walmart clothing. I'm not going out buying Louis Vuitton crap. You know, I live life modestly. All the money I make goes right back into the channel, buying a new phone, buying a new camera, buying a new drone, buying a gimbal. Everything I do goes to help give you guys better content. So those of you that can't donate, giving a thumbs up and commenting your thoughts about the video is just as important to me. So my arm's starting to kill me though. I'm gonna end it here though. I don't want to keep droning on and on. But if you guys do notice me cut back talking a little bit in the videos, just understand it's my own corrections. I sometimes think, like I'm doing now, I'm talking too much, and I don't want to bore you guys with my voice. So, but if you guys think I'm cutting it back too much, let me know. I'll try to balance it out. I'm always trying to fine tune the way I am on camera and my videography skills. So anyways, I truly appreciate every one of you who tuned in today. We actually have almost 200 people that watched, which is quite surprising. I figured maybe 50 people would be on here. So I'm glad for the turnout. Glad we got to check back and see what didn't happen at that location. So anyways, guys, tonight though, probably around 6:37 p.m. roughly, I will be doing another live stream. It's going to be a Chow Time with JP episode. Myself, Jill, and Lily, we're going to go to McDonald's. I have coupons for their spicy chicken tenders. They came out, I think, last month. So we're going to try those in the car live for you guys. Some people said they're good. Some people said they are not good, to put it politely. So 2 live streams in one day. You guys are getting bonus material. But again, around 6:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be a shorter stream, probably 20-30 minutes tops. And then we're going after that to film some houses that are decorated for Halloween, which will be featured in separate videos. So a lot of things planned. I got 2 more cemetery videos coming out. Those of you that like the cemeteries, we got 2 more of those coming out. Might be filming a 3rd one. More abandoned places I've done with Mike, and a whole bunch of great stuff coming forth. As I mentioned too, more live streams too. So if you guys like my content, like my channel, tell your friends and family about it. Make sure you have the notification bell turned on, that way you get alerted for new uploads, premieres, and live streams. And lastly, I just want to say thanks for being part of my family. As I made a joke in my cemetery video, I gave a moment of silence for those of you who unsubscribed. It doesn't break my heart if someone unsubscribes to my channel. People say it all the time. Oh, I don't like how you did this in that video. I'm unsubscribing. That is so childish. If you're unsubscribing because of one thing that happened in one video and you enjoy everything else, what does that say about yourself? If you watch a TV show and your favorite character gets killed, are you going to cancel your cable? I should probably make a video just showing some of the ridiculous comments I get. It's very entertaining. I get at least a dozen a day that are somehow trying to shame me, guilt me, blame me for something I didn't do right in the video. Everyone's a Steven Spielberg behind their keyboards. So anyways, that's a topic for another day. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.